Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Bakewell Diaries. Today I'm actually going to be doing a recipe. I'm going to be doing cheese scones. Now I've been doing this recipe for many years. It's a little bit controversial the way I do it, but that's the way I do it, and it's the way it's always worked. So there'll be a lot of chefs out there that probably won't agree with what I do, but that's fine. I do a farmer's market once a week on a Thursday morning, and I sell a lot of them. It's at Whitfield Farmers Market near Dover, and it's 8:30 till 12 o'clock in the village hall. And I sell a lot of cheese scones there, and people are always asking me for the recipe. So I thought it'd be quite nice to actually do the recipe with you today. A couple of little tips that I found that work for me, and it's not the conventional way of doing them, but it's my way, the way I like to do it. So I like to be different. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you all the ingredients and we'll get started. Right, so now we've got all our ingredients, I'm going to make the cheese scones. So to start with, we need 8 ounces of self-raising flour, which is 225 grams. I don't sieve anything, I just put everything in the bowl and mix it. So I know the traditional way is to sieve everything, I never have done. So 8 ounces of self-raising flour in the bowl. We then need a teaspoon of baking powder, and I use a slightly heaped teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of dried mustard powder. That goes in. And then this is the controversial part. I use margarine and not butter. I know a lot of chefs use butter, but I've actually found you get a lighter scone with margarine. So I use the margarine that's in a block. Like you get a block of butter, I use the margarine in a block. And it's 1.5 ounces of the margarine, which is about 40 grams, just over 40 grams. And then literally it's just a case of rubbing in your marge into your flour. If you want to use butter, you're more than welcome to use butter, that's fine. But I found you get a lighter scone with the block margarine. That's just my preference. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying it's the way I do it. So rub that in until you've got fine breadcrumbs. They're very quick to make. There, so now you've got fine breadcrumbs, okay? And now you add your cheese, and I've got 4 ounces of grated extra mature cheddar. Now a lot of people use just normal mature cheddar. I'm using the extra mature because I think it gives it a slightly tangier flavour. So 4 ounces of extra mature cheddar, and just combine that in. And then the liquid, a lot of people just use milk. I use egg as well because I find the egg gives it an extra lift. So I've got 100 mils of milk and 1 egg. So you break your egg into your milk, give it a whisk just to combine it all. And then you add that to your flour mixture. Now leave a little bit of the mixture because you use that to brush the top of the scones to give them a golden colour, and also to stick the cheese on the top. So put enough in, not too wet, but just enough to make it combined. And you'll see it comes together quite quickly. Just a tiny little bit more. That's it. There. Now, another thing that you're told not to do is to knead it too much, not to touch it too much. Well, I disagree. I'm going to be controversial and I don't care, but I find that by just giving it a very light knead, it brings it together nicer. So there's your mixture all in a bowl. And I'm literally just going to give it a very gentle knead. Now I can see a lot of chefs looking at me now, shouting at me, telling me I'm doing it wrong. Well, that's fine. This is the way I've always done it. Now, just don't ever roll it. Don't ever roll scones, because if you roll scones, it stops them from rising so much. So just pat it out like that. And you should, these, I've got quite a big cutter here. You can do smaller ones if you like, but I'll get 4 big scones out of this. So about ½ an inch thick, maybe. So cut your 4 scones out, or cut 3 out like that. And then just put it back together, just gently, into a ball, and you can get another one like that. So you've got 4 large scones. You could probably get a small one out of that as well. There we go. Now, the other thing that I do, which I found by mistake once, I cut my scones out and they were very uneven. So what I decided to do was turn them on their side like that and roll them. Just gently roll them, just very gently. And it gives you that little bit of rise before they even go in the oven. So they're sort of puffed up a little bit before they even go in the oven. Just give them 2 or 3 turns, a couple of times like that. And the other one like that. And then that other little bit, I'll just do that as well. And literally, you just put them on a baking tray. And they cook for 16 minutes. Exactly 16 minutes. Now what I do with the rest of the milk, just use my fingers, I literally just wet the top with the egg and milk mixture that's left. Dampen it down. And then you've got grated cheese to go on the top, the extra mature again. The extra mature is nice because it gives an extra tanginess to the scones. Mature is nice, but I find the extra mature is better. So just put as much or as little cheese as you want on the top. And as I say, they go into an oven gas mark 6, which is 200 degrees Celsius for exactly 16 minutes. Preheat your oven first so it's hot, and then pop them in the oven for 16 minutes. And I'll see you on the other side when they're cooked. See you in a minute. Hi and welcome back. So I've cooked the cheese scones. There they are. Lovely, beautiful, cheesy, golden scones. Lovely with a bit of butter. I've put all the ingredients on the screen so that you know what ingredients to use. And I hope you enjoy the recipe. Let me know what you think. Next week we'll be doing an interview with Lara Karem, who is the illustrator of my 2 children's storybooks, so that'll be quite interesting. And we'll do some more recipes later on. I might do a few dairy-free ones because I'm dairy intolerant, so I can't actually eat these. So my son's going to eat these, but I'm actually dairy intolerant, so I have to do recipes that have got no dairy in them. So I might do a few dairy-free recipes for some of you out there who can't have dairy. But we'll see how we go. And thank you for listening. Thank you to everyone who's given me feedback. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, just hit the subscribe button and give me some likes, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks very much. Bye.